Hello, happy Team Tuesday. How is everybody this week? It's another Tuesday. I'm so excited. So this week we're going to kind of jump right into everything because these are kind of big topics. I'm Jacqui, Scentsy Consultants, and I've been doing this weekly Scentsy business video blogging training series. Started out the first week of January 2015. So here we are coming upon the end of October. So for all of you playing along, we've gone over a lot of stuff every single week. And I think that between starting last week and towards the end of the year, we are totally going to be piecing the last parts of this puzzle together. So for those, again, of you who've been playing along, all of this is going to start to make more of a complete picture. So if you need to catch up, you can always go back on YouTube at any time. Go back through. They're all dated on there. And you can go back and rewatch. I make no promises of video quality or content. Some of the agendas are kind of done on the fly, while others are more constructed and concise and, meaty, I guess. That's how I like to call them. The meat is what we want. So continuing on with our theme right now, our theme is focusing on social media and making the social media work for you in your business. Specifically, of course, we talk about the Scentsy business because that's what we do here in this world. We are Scentsy. So hopefully you guys have been able to get some good takeaways. Like I said, last week we kind of touched on some points. We kind of did a good basis to try and set up what we're going to be covering. So basically the consensus of everything, of the way that this social media series is going to break down, is we're going to break it down, and each segment is going to focus on a different social media outlet. So tonight is going to be all Facebook. And I'm not talking Facebook parties tonight. So those of you who were maybe hoping that I was going to talk about a Facebook party, I'm sorry. I hate to disappoint, but we're not going to be talking about that tonight. I think that will probably come in. It's going to be a piece of this social media series, but that's not what we're going to touch on tonight. We are truly looking at marketing our business using social media. Now, we kind of started talking about this last week, and I probably should have watched last week to kind of, so that way it would be more cohesive, I guess. I don't know. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I didn't push it in tonight. I didn't have time to. I guess that's a really good segue because we're all busy. The majority of us are busy. The majority of us are not just sitting around waiting for something to do all day, right? Even if, you don't have a full-time job outside of the house, you are either a mom or a wife or a husband, or maybe you do errands for your parents or things like that, or you've still got family or loved ones that you take care of. Or maybe you're in school or what have you. We all at least have something going on, right? Some of us might have some health issues that we have to attend to, or our own physical being in and of itself can sometimes be a full-time job. I completely understand that because I've been through it myself. And so I think that all of that tends to take a toll. And I was actually talking to, I was doing my monthly coaching sessions with my staff at my day job, and in talking to people this month, it was more on the focus of And it's because we're getting ready to go through a big change at work. So I'm really working on focusing directly on my team on like a personal level, because I'm a firm believer in you have to have balance in your life. So you have to be good in a good place on your own. And once you're in a good place on your own with you and your family and your life and whatever else in you, then your business and your work is going to follow suit. Do you ever notice that, and I'm sure everybody out there, we don't have to be depressed people to just have a bad depressive day. It just happens sometimes. Sometimes we're just in a funk, okay? It happens to the best of us. We get in that funk, right? And what happens when you're in that funk? When you're down here, your business and your work and everything else can't stay up here. It just can't. It can't support itself. It's off balance. You have to bring the balance back into your life. So what I was talking to my staff was about being able to find ways that they can have that balance. Because yeah, work can be stressful. Your Scentsy business can be stressful sometimes. If you're struggling to make your 150 because you're going to cancel at the end of the month if you don't make it, that can be stressful, right? And just like I tell my staff at work, work should be the last thing that I want you to be stressing about. Yes, there's going to be stressful times, but we have ways that we can work through those stressful times. But by being able to keep that personal balance, you'll be able to have a better handle on your work balance. So when that is applied to Scentsy, I think that it really helps to take time for you. You need to make time for you and whatever it is that entails. Maybe that's just you having me time. Maybe that's you just in a room with a book and a glass of a cold beverage of some sort. Maybe it's spending time with your family and your kids or your parents or whoever in your life, right? Having that balance and being able to feel complete and happy and at peace, you're going to find better results in any other adventure you do. Whether that's Scentsy, whether that's your day, JOB, whether that's whatever, you're going to, trust me, you're going to see better results when you have both of those pieces on the same level. So whatever you need to do that. I want you to do that. The first thing that we're going to talk about tonight before we jump right into Facebook and I hop on over and do a screen share is, you guys, I've talked about my journey before. And I think social media, why I am so into, I guess, social media is because it works for me. And I found ways to make it work. And I'm kind of a geek and I'm kind of nerdy like that. And I just kind of like that stuff anyway. So I pulled from my strengths. What were my strengths? Everybody has different strengths. So this is what I want you guys to do. And I did this myself. Obviously, this is not the same one that I did, but I did sit down today and I did make some time to do this because I wanted to be able to show you what I did. Because there came a point in my Scentsy journey that I made the decision. I came to this conscious decision, right? It was this defining moment where I decided, okay, this is no longer a hobby. This is going to be a business for me. This is going to be a part-time income for me. And I'd really like it if this could be a full-time income for me. And that's what I want to work towards. So when I made that decision in my head, I had to sit down and go, okay, that's great that that's what I want to do. How do I make it happen? Because just because I talk about it tonight doesn't mean that I can go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and bam, I've got a full-time Scentsy business, right? No matter how many wishes on a star that you do, that is not going to happen. You're going to have to put in the work. You're going to have to put in the hustle, and you're going to have to put in the commitment to make that happen. Now, my strategy for figuring out the best way for you to make that happen, and this is what I'm kind of talking about, finding that personal balance, because this is an exercise that I actually did in a class 1 or 2 semesters ago in school. And it was some management class of some sort. It wasn't necessarily geared towards anything. I can't remember what the class was. But anyway, it was, again, trying to look for ways to be a better leader, was like the concept of what the professor was going for with this. And what she did is she had us sit down and make a list, because we were trying to figure out what kind of a leader we were, right? Everybody has their own leadership style. And so that was the point of this exercise. And so I took that exercise, about a year and a half ago, when I made this conscious decision, not a hobby, this is a business. This is what I'm going to do. So I sat down and I said, okay, I'm going to take what we did in class, and I'm going to apply this to my Scentsy business and see if this yields me any results. I tested a theory. My theory worked. Now, whether you want to call that sheer luck, whether you want to call that because I sat down and consciously made a decision, that's what I like to refer to it as. I made it happen, because I think that truly the power is within you. When you make a decision to do something and make something happen, and you're willing to give your all towards that decision, you've bought in, right? I'm all in. All my chips are on the table. This is what I'm going to go for. Win or lose, this is what I'm going for. And that's what I did with my Scentsy business. So the exercise, again, was more to define how our leadership style was. But it really was a good exercise in defining yourself. And so that's the very first exercise that I want you guys to do. And it's very simple to do. This took me maybe 15 minutes. I took the second half of my lunch break to do this today, okay? That's what I did. So, took a piece of paper, nothing fancy. So this is Jacqui's list. And what I did is I made a list. See, I've got my line down the middle of strengths and weaknesses, because we all have them. So those of you out there who are like, weaknesses? I have no idea what she's talking about. I don't have weaknesses. We all have weaknesses. Now, being able to have this list is not for anybody else's purpose, but for your own. Okay, this is for your eyes only. So I want you to truly, in order for this exercise to work for you, you are going to have to be open and honest with yourself. So if this means writing it down and then wadding it up and throwing it away so nobody else ever sees it again, that's fine. But the whole point of this exercise is you figuring out what your niche is and where you excel, so that way you can play on your strengths, what you're already good at, and be able to apply that to your business and to the marketing that we're going to get into with our social media. So again, like I said, it took me about 15 minutes, the last half of my lunch break today, and I sat down and made this list. So it's just strengths, weaknesses, and I'm an open book with you guys. This is like my weekly confessional. So I'm going to read mine off to you. Again, this is an exercise meant for you. So it's for your eyes only. Do not feel like you have to share this with anyone but yourself. But I'm me, take me or leave me. This is who I am. So I put my strengths, social media, marketing, customer service, personalization. I try to, and when I say personalization, it's not just personalizing myself, but personalizing others. Okay. And I'll get more into that. It makes sense to me. It's my list. Creating pictures. I'm really good at creating those pictures. Networking. I love networking. Computer, tech, geeky stuff. Okay. Teaching. They pay me money to do that at work. Maybe I'm not good at it, but I don't know. My results come back good, so I'm gonna take that as a win. Speaking to groups or to people in general, or even just on one-on-one basis. Crafting. I'm kind of a craft addict. Multitasking. It's a skill I learned early on, and it kind of applies towards everything in my life. On the flip side of that is weaknesses. And you'll see my weaknesses. I didn't realize it when I was doing it, but when I was getting ready to start the video and I was looking at it, I was like, my weaknesses are almost equal to my strengths. I have one less weakness. And it was probably just because my brain went numb. And I should have put that. Brain going numb should be a weakness on there. Sales. I'm being honest with you guys. I am not the top sales. I probably don't know if I ever have been in my big, team as a whole. I don't think that I have been. I'm not the sales person. I work my business. Don't get me wrong. I work my business, but I'm not your top salesperson by any means. Events, big events. I'm not good. I'm just not, or at least the experiences I've had, I have not been good. The one event that I did that was a success was somewhat on the smaller scale of things. And it may have just been the people that happened to be at that event just meshed better with me. I don't know. Maybe it was just blind luck that I had a good event there. But in general, like, my superstar director, she does like the state fair. And there's another director who does like the big gun shows and things like that in town. And there's no way. No, I can't. It gives me stress and anxiety. I can't do it. The phone. Utterly honest here, people. But I will say, and maybe I'm actually going to put a star on a couple of these because some of these are works in progress. And, because I recognize myself in these being my weaknesses, it gives me a way to be able to set goals to be able to overcome some of these weaknesses, or at least work on them better. So yes, so phone is a weakness for me. I'm one of those people who my voicemail should be just hang up and text me. In all honesty. But I will say I'm getting better and better on the phone. I am picking it up more. I am making more phone calls. So I recognize that as a weakness, and I truly am working on it. Branding. I talk about branding all the time. And whenever I'm doing parties, or if I'm out promoting my business, things like that, yes, I will brand myself. But overall, my wardrobe does not consist of all Scentsy wear. My car is not branded. But since my husband got his car a couple of weeks ago, and I officially took our car as my own, I did order a vinyl. I recognized it as a weakness, and I said, okay, I got to start doing better at it. So I've got my vinyl ordered and in. Obviously, it has arrived. It's sitting here on my dresser, ready to go in my car after I wash it this weekend. So I'm working on it. I'm working on it, people. Numbers. This is quite embarrassing to say because I work in accounting. I'm also half Mexican, and I can tell you, I can understand Spanish better than I can speak Spanish. And my husband teases me all the time. He's like, oh my gosh, you're like half Mexican, and I speak more Spanish than you do. We'll be doing our budget for the month at our home budget at home. We'll be going over our bills, things like that for the month. And my husband he's the type of person who I can shout off a list of numbers. He can add them up. He can average them out. He can blah, blah, blah. I can't do that. No. This is why, I have a calculator on my phone, for goodness sake. I'm not good with numbers. So when it comes to figuring out, where am I at to be able to promote, I have to sit down and put some time and thought into that, because I can't just spout it off the top of my head, because I don't know. I don't work that way. So I recognize it as a weakness. Flipping hosts. Drop my cap. Flipping hosts. But I will say I'm working on this. This is a work in progress for me. That's why it's got a star on it now. Bookings. Now, this isn't to say that I don't book parties, because I do book parties, but I do it more on a casual basis. So when I say that it's a weakness, it's because I don't sit there and, I guess, do bookings like a normal consultant. It's more like, hey, do you want to carry this around for me? Or, hey, do you want to have a party for me? That's kind of how I do my bookings. And I will do a booking blitz like once a month, like a mini booking blitz. But all in all, I could probably put more effort into it. So I'm recognizing it as a weakness in myself, in my business. Fundraisers. I have done 2 or 3. Not good at fundraisers. Self-doubt. Honesty, guys. I do. I doubt myself. I try to be that superwoman in real life. Not real life, but in life in general. I try and be that superwoman. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And I laugh with my boss at work. And I'm like, I'm the yes girl. I'm the one who, when there's projects to be done or minutes need to be taken at one of our leadership meetings, who's going to do it? Oh, I'll do it. No problem. I'll do it. And before you know it, I've got all these projects on my lap and I don't know how, I don't have enough hours in my day to get them all done. And so then that self-doubt comes in like, oh, obviously I'm just not good at those. So that's on there. And it kind of ties into my feeling of failure, because I get anxiety when I feel that I've failed at something. So the self-doubt kicks in, and that's usually following, or the feeling of failure kind of follows that. So again, utterly honest with you guys, because I love you so, and I feel so connected to you. But that's me on a piece of paper, right? So I think the takeaway from this is, again, yes, it's good to be honest with yourself and open with yourself to understand that, yes, we all have weaknesses. Yes, we all have strengths. And until you sit down and list them out and really put some thought behind it, you may not really be able to recognize what those are. So what I did, and this is what I did a year and a half ago when I was deciding, okay, this is what I'm going to do, right? I want my business to be a business now. So how do I make it happen? So what I did, and my list of strengths now probably somewhat mimics what it was then. Like I said, I don't have the original list, but this is for the most part probably about the same. But I took my strengths and I decided, okay, what am I good at? Because in order to be a good leader, in order to have success at something, you have to be able to play upon your weaknesses. And you have to be able to use those as your ways of succeeding and moving forward and growing as a leader, as a person, as a business owner. We are business owners, people. I want you to empower that within yourself. So by figuring out what your strengths are, this is where you can kind of sit down and analyze and go, okay, and this is what I did, because social media was one of my big things, right? And that was before, again, this was at hobby mode, right? But you have to remember, my background came from, I was a blogger. I did I wrote websites and managed websites for small companies for a long time. I did a lot of marketing. In my associate's degree, it was actually in business and marketing. And I've done a lot of it. And I did, I still kind of do some. I haven't done one in probably about 9 months or a year. But I would do like social media marketing for small businesses in my area. And it was just always a strength for me. So those two kind of went hand in hand. And so when those were on my original list, and so when I wrote them down, I was like, okay, so how can I apply that to this Scentsy business and make it work? What can I do? So if you're like me, and even if you're not like me, maybe those things are not on your strength list. That's okay. Because it can even be on your weakness list, but you can put a star next to it like I am on the ones that I'm currently working on, and we can be better at it. Because how do we get better? We learn and we just continue to try different things to see if we're yielding different results. What is it that they say that is it the Albert Einstein quote? I want to say it's Albert Einstein. Oh gosh, I feel like I'm totally on the spot right now. But when you do the same thing over and over and you get the same result, we need to change if something is not working. We need to be able to adapt and move and feel comfortable with that change and be able to say, okay, this is not working for me. That's how I was with my home parties. The whole thing was I could not get home parties booked. This is not working for me. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm good at social media. I should be good at marketing. I spend enough money on that degree. What can I do? There's got to be something I can do here, right? So I did. I focused on that. What can I do? So I focused it on social media and I ran with it. And before you know it, it was working for me. It was truly working for me. So again, like I said, we're not going to be talking about Facebook parties, but we are going to be talking about marketing using social media. And tonight's focus is all about Facebook. So with that being said, let's just hop on over and we're going to do a screen share. Dun, 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 dun. Now you get to listen to my hold music because I get this all set up. Dun, 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 dun. If I could have better hold music, I would. But see, YouTube has this thing where it's like a copyright issue. So, okay. Here we go. All right, so what you guys should be seeing right now, this is my, sorry, I'm going to get a quick drink right now. So much better. Okay, so this is my Scentsy Facebook fan page. If you do not have a fan page, you might have maybe a Facebook group that you use. There's no right or wrong in anything that we do, guys. Now, let me rephrase that. We do have Scentsy standards that we have to adhere to. So there are some rules in our business that we have to adhere to. You can find those in the new consultant guide. If you're just starting out, you can look in your resources tab, and Scentsy standards are listed in there under new consultant as well. Probably a couple other different places, but those are like the main places that I can think of where to go for that. Or of course, get with your sponsor, your upline, and you can ask those questions if you've got more specific questions. But again, if you're going to do Facebook, and this is more my 2 cents in the whole thing. Again, no right and wrong. But I found that when I first started out, I didn't have a fan page. I didn't have a group. I didn't have anything. It was just my Facebook page, right? My individual Jacqui Facebook page. And I quickly started to realize my friends are alienating me. Because yes, I was posting Scentsy stuff. And yes, I was excited about the Scentsy stuff. But they felt like I was being the car salesman. And I do not want to come off as the car salesman. So I created a fan page for my Scentsy business. And so this is where I do the majority of my Scentsy posting. And so I will drive people, you'll remember that definition from last week. I will drive people to my Facebook fan page because this is where I'm trying to capture and reach those people. So let's jump in here. Oops. Now this is obviously the full-on web version. If you're on your phone, it looks somewhat similar. I'm still working to find a good app to where I can do a screen share on my phone. And as soon as I get that, oh guys, we're going to open up a whole new can of worms because I've got so much I can share with you from my phone. But I have to find a good screen share app to be able to pull from my phone. So any of you out there who might know of a good one, give me a comment. Let me know. I am in the market. So the fan page I like. I like the fan page for a couple of different reasons. For one, you can see very quickly, I can look to see my analytics. And analytics is basically just my data, right? So I can see that my posts so far this week have reached 219 people. When I hover over that, it's going to drill down a little bit farther and it's going to show which posts are actually hitting more people, things like that, right? Post engagement. So what does engagement mean? Well, engagement is getting people to respond and reply and comment on your posts, right? Or share them. That is engaging in a post. It's not just looking at it and scrolling by it, but it's doing something with it. On the fan pages now with Facebook, we have a Shop Now button. And if you are just starting out and creating a fan page, or if you've had one for a while and haven't looked at it, this right here is our Shop Now button. And Facebook will guide you right through it. Basically what this says is this actually takes, I've linked it to, well, where I want them to shop, right? So I want them to actually go to my official Scentsy website. So I can do that with that simple little button there. And so for this week, I haven't had anybody who's hit that Shop Now button. This will also show me the website clicks. So again, promoting my website, I've gotten 1 click so far this week. My response rate, this is the response rate to the messages that I get through my Facebook fan page. So it's different than your actual individual Facebook page, right? And getting a good response rate kind of rates you a little bit higher as a page. So, and it's also just good customer service to respond back to your messages in a timely manner. Now, with that being said, I probably should have listed that as one of my weaknesses today. Because the way that, again, that life balance comes into play, I do not have on my phone, I don't have it to where I get a notification every time something happens on Facebook because I found that it was a time sucker for me. Yes, the phone would show a quick badge flash of, oh, so-and-so posted a picture, or oh, so-and-so liked your picture. And what would it do? It would suck me in. Facebook sucks me in. Okay, that's why I have it named crack here, because that's what it is. You get here and you get lost, okay? And it's not a good loss because it truly is a time sucker. When you are trying to work a business, you want to be able to take those time-sucking things out of the way. So when I get on Facebook, I'm doing it for a purpose, right? I'm doing it to check those messages. I'm doing it to respond to people. I'm doing it to put my posts out there. Those are the things that I want done because it's helping me work my business. Not just chatting, you know, yes, I do interact with my friends, yes. But for the most part, I don't sit here and scroll Facebook all day long. I don't hang out on Facebook all day long. My JOB would not be happy with me if I did that. But even on my off days, I don't hang out on Facebook, okay? I think that we need to be a little bit more social than just hanging out on Facebook. But there's a couple different things that I want to show you on here that I have found, again, work for me in my fan page. you'll see over here, I've got apps set up. So when someone comes to my fan page, they can instantly see and connect to my YouTube, to my Instagram, to my Twitter. Also, my Pinterest is on there as well. So it all links in. And then I, of course, have the melting pot on there as well, which is my official Scentsy website. Now, you'll see also, not only are they down here on the side where it says apps, but up here at the top in my timeline, it will actually, almost like a toolbar, it's showing them again up here, right? So it's making them just a little bit more visual up here. So how do you get those things there? How do you make that happen? What we're going to do is I'm going to show you this quick, and hopefully you guys can see this. It's probably going to kick me out of when I log in. It's called Woobox, WOOBOX. And what you want to do is you can sign up. You can do it. You can see I just have the free version. There are paid versions that you can do. But what we're looking for is the static tabs. Okay? The static tabs, if we toggle back over to here, these are the static tabs, meaning they do not move. These tabs live here. However, I have set them up so they will not move. These are going to stay here and be present here for other people to see and to click on and interact with. So again, what am I doing? I'm using these as drivers. When people come to my Facebook fan page, they can drive. I can drive them directly to my YouTube. I can drive them directly to my Instagram. I can drive them directly to my Twitter, my Pinterest. I can drive them different places. Those are the places that I do the majority of my social media marketing. So if you go to Woobox, woobox.com, click on static tabs, and you can actually add in whatever ones work for you and whatever ones you're using, okay? And then what you're going to do is it'll ask you to input, you know, the URL to your YouTube, the URL to your Instagram, you know, all of that stuff will be there for you. So it's very user-friendly. You can edit it at any time if for some reason you changed your Pinterest or your Twitter account or something or didn't use it anymore, whatever. You can edit it at any time. But these are the ones that I have that stay on my Facebook fan page. So they're static. They stay there. But woobox.com will manage those drivers for me. So that's one thing, right? I'm using this, and even though this is my primary means, I'm using it to drive people to other places to contact me and follow me at. Because what am I doing with my social media? I want to be able to have that exposure, because by getting that exposure, more people are looking at my things, more people are seeing it, and more people are more likely to engage or reach me for my business because of it. The other thing that I'm going to show you, and I've talked about this before, guys, it's a huge, huge, huge time saver for me. And it happens to be scheduling your posts on Facebook. I did do a short video on it. And in fact, I shared it with one of my amazing Scentsy sisters. Just the other day, we were talking about it. And I said, well, take a look at this. However, when I was doing that, I had my laptop up and I was using my phone and recording it off of there. So it was a little not clear to look at. So I thought, well, I better at least show that tonight. Because for me, this is the biggest time saver ever. I absolutely love doing this because it saves me time and allows me to have the balance in my life that I need. So that way I can have balance across all levels, right? Personally and professionally. It's very important, guys. Very important. So this is what I normally do on Saturdays, Saturday afternoons, sometimes Sunday mornings, depending on how the weekend goes or what's going on with the family is when I do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to schedule posts. I am going to, and I don't think you guys can see this part because I don't think it shows on the sharing. But what I'm doing is I'm actually pulling up my picture files, and let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. There's that theme music again. You like it? It's pretty. Okay. So let's do a little bit and say, you gotta check it out. Because, you do. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? I thought so. Of course, what do I want to do? I want to drive them somewhere, right? I don't want to just like leave them hanging. I'd be like, how do I get to your closeout section, Jacqui? Well, let me tell you how to get there. Oops. Toggling back between my phone and tablet. Just a little different. That's all. I think, and people may or may not have strong opinions about hashtags, but if you're in the world of marketing for social media and you're looking for that exposure, you want to use hashtags. Hashtags are amazing key drivers for social media, especially with Facebook, especially with Twitter, even with Pinterest and Instagram, guys. Hashtags work in all of those places, okay? Now, you can go to Google and you can pull up a Google search for trending hashtags. Look for trending hashtags. Again, try different things out and see what works for you. Try things out. All right. So what I'm going to do now, you guys would probably be like, oh, done. I'm going to hit publish. No. We're time saving. We're pretending that it's Saturday morning and I'm trying to get things done for the week. So I'm going to schedule this post. I can pick any date that I want to schedule this out for. I'm going to go ahead and schedule it for tomorrow. And just to save myself some time, I'm not even going to worry about that. I don't get too hung up on the minutes or the times, things like that, but I just put it out there. So 10 a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow is when this post is going to go out. I'm going to hit schedule. And when I do that, you see here, it shows me that I've got a scheduled post out. I can click on that again, click on see post. What it's going to do is it's going to pull me up to that post. Oh, I was like, hello, what's happening? So here's that post. If I had more listed, it would show them down there. And then you'll see here, I can actually click on it. And I can choose, maybe I want to edit this later on. Maybe I want to put more information in there. Maybe I want to do some new hashtags. Maybe I've decided there's a cooler picture that I want to use instead of this one. I don't want to use this picture. I'd rather use another picture. I can edit any portion of this. I can also come down here, and if I so choose, I could delete it. I could backdate it. I could change the time, blah, blah, blah. But I'm actually not going to do any of that for this reason. But there's our scheduled post. I'm going to pull myself back to my page. So we've talked about our static tabs. We've talked about scheduling out posts. We've talked about our shop now link. Now what I want to do is I want to talk to you guys very briefly before we end up here for Facebook. Again, this is we're focusing on Facebook marketing, guys, not Facebook parties, Facebook marketing this week. So, and I think I've got it saved over here because I was worried that if I put it in, just pulled up a picture, it wasn't going to show for you. So I pulled it up over here on my actual page. And gosh, I hope you guys are able to see this. I shared this with my team, and I thought that it was a really, really, really great infographic. And I'm more than happy to share it with you as well. In fact, if you would like this, I will be more than happy to send it to you. Or if you're friends with me on Facebook, just let me know and I'll send it to you that way. I can I can easily do that. But this was a really good infographic that I found was very visual. I'm a visual learner, so I like visual things. It helps me and it keeps me being able to, I don't know, stay in touch, I guess. I don't know. Be able to stay active. So, sorry, just lost my whole train of thought. Okay. But when we're talking about our Facebook fan page, we are looking, again, when we're focusing on marketing, we're looking for ways to get interaction out of that. So this posting schedule, again, is a great infographic because it kind of gives you a roadmap to being able to get and trigger that feedback from your fans and your followers. So in this example, it shows Sunday, big ideas, share expert advice or a short quote. So these are, again, ideas of things that you can post on Facebook. You can apply this to the other social media outlets that you use as well, but tonight we're just talking about Facebook. On Monday, share a comic, humorous image, meme, or a phrase. Throw in something humorous. Tuesday is interaction. Ask a question, share a photo, contest, or quiz, or post a fill-in-the-blank sentence. You're looking for straight interaction with that post. Wednesday, current news. Share positive news about your business, your industry, or your community. Thursday is all about giving back. Feature customers. You could launch, share a giveaway, or make a coupon or discount available. Friday, day in the life. Share a candid photo from your business or feature an employee. In our case, maybe a team member. Saturday is education. Tell people about your product, what it can do, or teach people how to use it better. Again, no right or wrong way, but this is simply an easy visual guide to help you think of ways to build that interaction on your Facebook fan page. I get this question a lot from people who say, oh my gosh, I'm posting on Facebook. Nobody's paying attention. Nobody likes my posts. Well, what do you do? What do you do when something's not working? You have to hit that reboot button, guys, and you have to be able to sit back. And if that means making a list like we did to say, okay, make it a list that says what's working, what's not working, and list it out. But you have to be honest with yourself. What truly is working for your business? What truly isn't working? What are you not seeing any results from? Write it down. And then what I want you to do is focus on the strengths, the things that are working for you. So very quickly, let's just go down here and let's kind of see what I post on my Scentsy Facebook fan page. So here was a post that I did earlier today. I got in the skin samples. I'm so excited today. I got in the skin samples for the skin line, for the velvet hand cream and the body souffle. And so you'll see here, what am I doing? I'm not selling, obviously I'm not selling samples, but I just shared my excitement of getting those in, right? I'm trying to build that engagement. You'll see here, it's more of just a positive photo. This has absolutely nothing to do with Scentsy, right? Absolutely nothing to do with Scentsy, but it's a good, fun, positive picture, right? That's all it is. That's all it is. And you'll see on here, and this is another reason why I like the fan page, because I can actually see data-wise how many people I reached with this, okay? Yesterday, I updated my cover photo, so that's my cover photo. You'll see when I actually posted it, and then I made it my cover photo. Monday is usually, I do a Mixable Monday, so that was my Mixable Monday post. I put that out there. Some days I have theme days. But I don't do it all the time because, again, I try and play it up with different things. I also welcome back another team member. My very first team member, by the way. I'm just going to say a quick shout out because she was my actual very, very, very first person to ever join my team when I joined. And it's really almost like a homecoming to have her come back to my team. It was great. I loved it. Sunday. You know, you'll see here. So just another positive post. That's all it is. Just a positive post, putting it out there. I do like to show, again, kind of like that infographic, right? I'm showcasing a member of my team. Okay. I'm sharing that. Even though my followers, they're following me, they're not necessarily following Chris and Elizabeth and then their new recruit, Melissa, but I'm sharing my excitement for my team. Okay. There was the fun video that I did last week with my daughter. Yeah, that was a fun one. It was a fun one. We had a lot of fun making it. Let's put it that way. Here's another one where, again, you guys know it's on my weaknesses list. I am not a salesman. I'm not. But Scentsy truly sells itself. And so what I do is I work and look for ways to complement it. So let's pull something else from my strengths here. So remember how I talked about my pictures, creating pictures? Guys, I do it simply with apps on my phone. Okay, I don't have, I don't use Adobe. I don't use Photoshop. I think I used PicMonkey for a while, but no, I needed something quick, on the go, easy for me to do, and apps on my phone are the best way for me to do that. The majority of the pictures that I do are pictures that I take. Some days I'm just feeling more photogenic and I might walk around and just do photo shoots of product that I have on hand or bars, or find some cute way to display them and take a artsy picture of them or something. I don't know. You'll see this is a scent circle that's hanging in my car. Okay. I was literally waiting in the school line to pick up my daughter. And I thought, it's a beautiful sunny day. I've got good lighting in the car. Let's take a picture of my scent circle. And that's what I did. Put some words on top of it. That's what you get. Okay. Again, playing upon my strengths. That's what I love doing that thing. Or making those pictures. It's easy. It's a quick thing for me. I like it. Here's a straight selling post. Okay. Here's another one for our Mixable Monday. So it's more of a fun post. Again, you can see the people that I'm reaching with each of these, right? So this was more of a challenge, I guess. I don't know how we want to describe that post, but here's another fun one. Again, just showcasing what my husband liked that day. I reached 50 people with that one. There's different ways, again, to just kind of put it out there and get engagement, right? Without trying to be the car salesman. Don't be the car salesman all the time. People will get bored of you. They will get annoyed. They may just put you on, don't notify me on this kind of thing and go back and forth. I'm going to tie in when we talk about Pinterest, driving traffic back to your Scentsy or to your Facebook fan page. So we'll talk more about that aspect of it, but I think that's just too in depth for tonight. So how do we want to kind of talk about this? So basically, Facebook fan page or a group page is what you're doing. By doing that, let's come back here. Bam, I'm back. So we are, I'm sorry. I guess I should just put it down, huh? There we go. Okay. We're looking for ways to engage. We're looking for ways to market our business. And by using social media, that's a really great way to get it working for you. Okay. Make it work in a positive way, and you're going to see positive results. So again, it's not making all of your posts all about sales. Make them fun. Make them interesting. Share a fun video that you find, some viral, funny video that comes across your newsfeed one day. Share it to your page, okay? You're looking to drive interaction. You're looking to pull people in to your page, because the way that Facebook does things, Zuckerberg is a genius. with his algorithms. But Facebook is a huge algorithm, right? It is. It's an algorithm in the fact of when you look for something, when you are looking at certain pages, things like that, it will pull them into your newsfeed. It will pull like things into your newsfeed like that, okay? So by getting the more interaction, just by posting some viral video or that funny, I did that Peanuts picture today from the Peanuts movie that's coming out that I cannot wait to see. So I did that. Again, had nothing to do with Scentsy, but it was more there just to drive engagement. Okay, so maybe hopefully bringing some more people into the fold so they're seeing my page. When they're clicking on my page, when they're looking at it, it's going to pull it back into their newsfeed again the next time. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm talking about with the marketing. I'm pulling them in. Now, I'm not going to pull in hundreds of people. Like I said, we're not going to go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow and, I've got 5,000 followers. No, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen. And people who get very caught up in the number of followers they have, don't get caught up in the number of followers you have, okay? Don't let that be a deterrent to you to sit there and go, I only have 40 people who like my page. So that's 40 people who are paying attention to you, hopefully paying attention to you, right? That's 40 people that you have the opportunity to connect with and create a relationship with. That's 40 people that you can possibly talk them into sharing your page with their Facebook friends. Hey guys, would you mind sharing my page today? I'm looking to get some more interaction going on my page. I've got some fun stuff planned. So if you wouldn't mind, share this link on your Facebook fan page or on your Facebook page. Who knows? If half of them did that, you'd get, 20 people out there sharing that page. You can very possibly end up with more interaction coming back your way. So being able to have fun with it. Don't be the car salesman. Don't kill people with the sale. They don't want it. They don't like it. They will ignore you. Make it fun. Make it interactive. If that infographic that we talked about earlier helps, use that as a guideline. Again, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. Finding my niche, finding what worked for me in my business took me a minute. Again, did not happen overnight. Okay. I had to work at it. I had to try different things. Hey, I'm going to try this for a week and see what happens. I'm going to try this for a week and see what happens. Every so often, I boost a post on Facebook just to see what happens. Now, Facebook truly is more of a free social media outlet. You can make it monetarily work for you by boosting those posts. Now, boosting a post does cost money, real money, but not a lot of money. You can spend $5 and be able to boost a post and be able to get some good interaction off of it. Whenever we have big promotions, things like that going on, I will usually find some fun post, whether it's a quick video, whether it's a picture, what have you. That's usually when I'll boost a post. I'll actually put like $5 towards it and I'll boost it out there and see what showers back my way. It may or may not work, but you know what? That $5 was worth it to try. That $5, if it got me a little bit more interaction and was able to get me some more people to click on my website, that works for me. That was worth my $5. Okay. But it's not going to happen every single time. I can tell you that every single time that I boost a post, it doesn't work every single time. Okay. It's just how it kind of algorithms out. Facebook in a nutshell, marketing on Facebook. We're going to tie more into Facebook. So this is not all we're going to talk about Facebook, okay? When we start talking about Instagram, Pinterest especially, Twitter, Periscope, when we're talking about those, when we do those weeks, we're going to tie back more into this Facebook video. So I want you to keep this video in mind because we're going to come back to it at certain points. Okay. We are also going to be doing a Facebook party, just focused on Facebook parties because it's a big question. It's a big thing that people like to do. So I just need to make it happen. I need to do it. I need to do it. So I'm gonna do it because I love you. I kind of think that's all I've got for tonight with Facebook, or at least all that I can think of for now. If you guys have some questions, some comments on anything that we've gone over tonight, anything that you think that I've missed, maybe I went too quickly, maybe you need a little bit more clarification, hit me up in those comments and let me know, and I'll be more than happy to respond back to you and get with you. And if we need to network on a more personal level, if we're not friends yet on Facebook, then let's get that way. And then that way we can have more of that interaction to be able to get some more of those questions answered for you. But like I said, as always, I'll tell you, I'm not Scentsy corporate. I have a job that I work at that pays me money to do other things. So I am not the source of truth when it comes to all things Scentsy. I tell you what works for me. I share what works for me. I share what I'm doing. I share what I've done in the past. And I'm pretty honest with you about it. So I think that it's just important to be authentic and to be you and to know where your resources are. So again, if you have more specific questions to your business, I will always direct you to get in touch with your sponsor or your upline, or you can always contact consultant support. The training center on your Scentsy website. So when you go to your Scentsy website, up in the up toolbar, it will say training center. If you click in there, you're going to see lots of videos and lots of training resources. There's even some things on Facebook parties and different ways to market on Facebook. So I am not the sayer of truth when it comes to Scentsy and Facebook. But again, hoping that I think that the best way for all of us is kind of how I found my method was, pulling from all of those different resources, picking out the parts that worked for me and that felt more like me and putting those parts together. And that's how I was able to create my formula for me and my business. So your formula may be a little bit different because your strengths may lie around different things. You might be the salesman of your team, right? You might be the person like Whitney on my team who's over $2,000 in sales and it's only the 20th of the month. Bam! I've never reached 2,000 in sales. So I said, I'm bluntly honest. I'm not afraid to be honest with you guys. I am not the salesman. I would love to be. I'm trying to be, but it just doesn't always happen that way. I have my good months. I really do. And I try and be consistent and at least get a minimum of $500 every month. That is my personal goal. As a leader, I think that's where I need to be. And I think that, just in general, it's a good, it gives me good, the ability to make this more into a part-time income. That's kind of how I look at things. So for me, that's kind of where I live. That's my comfort zone, but I'm trying to branch out of that comfort zone. So I'm always looking for new things. And I want you guys to be doing the same. So again, put those comments below. What did I leave out? What do you still have questions on? What do you want to hear more about? We can always circle back to Facebook, and we will be circling back to Facebook when we talk about other social media. So next week will be a different topic of social media. And we'll talk again more about marketing your business on social media and ways to be able to get it to work for you, because social media is working 24/7, so you don't have to. So that's where I'll leave you for this week until next week, unless I do a fun video tomorrow. Hint, hint. Fun video tomorrow coming your way. You're not going to want to miss it. So until then, peace, love, happiness. Hope you have a great rest of your week.